Hello, my name is Sherry Lahane, and this is a short tutorial on using a screen recording tool called Screencastify, and also a basic introduction into screencasting. So screen recording is also referred to as screencasting, and there are many tools to choose from. I chose this one because the learning curve, in my opinion, is quite short, and you don't need to download any software. So you do need a Google account or Gmail account, and you need to have Google Chrome web browser on your device. Now, students do not need to have Gmail accounts, but it will be helpful in sharing videos. It would simplify the process. So what is screencasting? Well, screencasting records your computer screen and creates a video from that recording that you can share with others. And you can record whatever is open on your screen. So I'm going to show you some examples. You can record a website like you see on this screen, like I have open, or I can change that, and maybe I have a whiteboard that I want to draw on. I can use my pen and I can draw, anything on it. You could also record your desktop, pretty much anything you want, a Microsoft Word document, a Google document, etc. So I'm not using Screencastify at this moment because I needed more than 5 minutes. So speaking of that, one of the limits of Screencastify as the free version, like most tools, they have limits, and one of the limits is that you can only record a video 5 minutes in length. If you want to record longer videos, it will stop automatically. So what you can do as a workaround is record a series of short videos, which is actually a better practice, quite honestly. Okay, so to get started, I'm in my Google Chrome web browser right now. Now, Screencastify is an extension to Chrome as a web browser. So what that means is it's like adding a tool to your toolbox. So I'm going to do that by opening a new tab, and you can type in www.screencastify.com or do a search in your search engine. And mine is already installed, but once you do it, you'll be prompted to install the extension. It takes about a minute. Once it does, I'm going to go up to my address bar at the top, way over here to the right-hand side. You'll see a pink arrow, and when I hover, it says Screencastify Screen Video Recording. So that's what I'm going to be clicking on to use this tool. So once you click to install it, as I mentioned, it takes a minute, goes through a process, and then it will ask you to sign in using a Gmail account. You do that, and each time you want to use Screencastify, when you're ready to do it, open up Chrome, you go to the top, you'll see this here, the little icon, you click on it, and you get a screen that looks like this. So as I mentioned earlier, you can decide what you want to record. Whatever browser you're in, or your web browser, whatever tab you're in, I should say. So right now I'm in the screencasting home screen. If I went to Rhode Island Adult Ed, I would be recording that screen. Let me open that up again. I can record my desktop. So as I mentioned, if I went to a document like this, that's what would be recording. So anything that you have open, you can choose to record it. And I can also record a webcam only, which means the camera is pointing at me or whatever I have the camera pointing at. So if you want to just talk to your students and send a short message to them, like 2 minutes each day, maybe with an introduction to a lesson, you could do that and just record your voice. Assuming that you are recording, you'll need a microphone, and you can see the settings here. If you have several microphones, you would click on that and choose the one that you want to use. If you only have one, there will only be one listed. Sorry, I keep going out of that. The same thing for cameras. So let's imagine that I'm going to record a screen. So I am going to open up Microsoft Whiteboard, which is free, by the way. And choose a pen right here so that I could be recording. And then I decide, so I'm going to record my desktop. It's going to see there. And I'm going to click record. Now, you can see in the middle, it has popped up. Maybe I should close that. Oops, yeah. I'm going to close that. So it has popped up what my screen sees. In the background is what I have open, and on this screen right here, you can see in the middle, it tells me that if I chose an application, it would ask me for that application, and I would say share. So right now, Screencastify is sharing this document right here. Now I am using a different screen casting tool to record Screencastify. So right now it's a little bit tricky for me. But I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to go to my web browser where I can see what I'm doing. And do you see right here, if I hover on the Screencastify icon, you see a little red dot because it shows me that I'm recording. I'm going to click on it, and right now I'm going to stop the recording. So when I stop the recording, it automatically gives me my options for sharing. So I can just copy the link and I can share that with students, for example, in an email message or through a text messaging app. I could share it directly to Classroom by clicking on that. I could also publish it to YouTube. You do need a YouTube channel, which is very easy to do through your Gmail account. And when I click on more options, I'm going to see my privacy options. Now, I'm going to show you where it goes in Drive in a moment. I can also download it to my device that I'm on. I can send it in an email, and I could generate a QR code and send it through that. So that's pretty cool too. Now I'm going to go to the menu over here to the hamburger on the left-hand side. I just want to show you what's in it. When you click on my recordings, you'll see any recordings that you've created. I've done these just as tests. Go Unlimited gives you the other pricing options. Editor is not available in the free version, but if you decide, I think the paid version is about $30 a year for educators. There's some cool things that you can do, some tools that you can add to your videos. So let me start with options, because I want to show you what those are. So we looked at where to save your videos. They automatically will be saved to Google Drive unless you unclick this, and they'll go in a folder called Screencastify, or you can save them to your local device. You can decide if you want to be notified when, for example, when the video is being saved to Google Drive and the upload is completed. There's a couple of other notifications you can decide. There's some keyboard shortcuts you can look at. Recording settings, do you want videos to open a page after recording or autoplay automatically? There's the privacy settings that you should look at, and then some advanced ones are, optimization for microphone, etc. So you might want to leave those defaulted for now. I'm going to go back up to the top to the hamburger, and Classroom Resources gives you some help resources. There's a beginner's guide. It's text-based, but I strongly recommend that. And when you're ready to move on in more depth, there's a 1-hour course here. There's also some ways to see how classrooms are using it, and you can see how it interacts with other apps. So there's some resources here for you to use, and that's about it. So when you're ready to move on to something else, you can look for other free tools that maybe don't have a limit, like I have open here, which is OBS Studio. I think the learning curve is a little bit steeper, so Screencastify is a good place to start. So good luck, and enjoy creating some fun videos for your classes.